Pressure to score is everywhere. I think every hole is gettable. You're going to see low scores across the field. So, when you start adding bogeys and double bogeys into the equation, you kind of feel like you're losing strokes to a lot of people.
I played really good, but I was struggling the last tournament, so my putting and my drive. So when we came home, I just practiced on my putting, my form, and I just came out here and just crushed it. I was playing good, solid, straight, even though I had a few missed putts, but other than that, I played good. I think playing with good players makes me play better, even though, all the FPO are good, but playing with like Sarah Hogan, Jessica Wees, that fired me up.
I don't want to say the course is soft, but I felt like I missed the first 7 holes. To shoot 11 down still felt pretty good. I think I took a bogey out there, so got to work on that, but I just got to keep capitalizing. I've yet to capitalize, so.
I felt like I started off really slow. I took a bogey on a hole that I threw a left-handed backhand on. I don't regret it, but probably should have thrown a softer up shot. I could have had a quicker start.
The weather's going to be what it's going to be, and I have a great caddy and all the things I need. So just come prepared and make adjustments where I need to, but I feel pretty confident.
Tomorrow's going to be a new day. I think the weather's going to be a little dicey, so I'm just going to come out tomorrow and see how it goes.
Hello and welcome to round 2 of the 2023 Jonesboro Open, presented by Prodigy Disc and Play It Again Sports. My name's Madison Walker.
My name is Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
Honk. Rainy day today, folks.
Not quite as bad for these ladies. It was a little bit lighter than when we went off. The advantage of playing well, I guess. Mm-hmm. But front nine's probably going to be all rain, some slippery conditions as well.
Yeah, the tee pads held up really nicely, but some of the upshots were for sure muddy. Hailey King.
Talking about this soft course out here, hitting all of the fairways, those soft fairways. 39% parked. She's first in the field and first in birdie rate, 72%. She's 11 down. I think she had some bogeys even.
So that's all it takes.
Mm-hmm. Kat Mertsch we saw yesterday, 92% Circle 1X putting, 100% scramble, 56% birdie rate. If you didn't watch round 1, she just kind of opened up her heart and really talked about some real stuff. So go check that out in round 1 front 9.
Aria Castruita, second place in fairway hits and first place in Circle 2 in regulation. She's from Texas. She's only 16 years old, I believe, and out here just acting like it's her millionth tournament.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more of her. Missy Gannon, first in Circle 1 in regulation, second in birdie rate at 56% and hitting 90% of the fairways.
It's crazy that 90% fairways is 5th.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're pretty big fairways.
Yeah, they just be out here hitting them. Hole 1, 385 feet, slightly downhill, but you do have to make it over this hill. So you have to go straight for a while before you get the nose angled down. You don't want to flip something over or go early because both of those bushy areas are really difficult to get out of. Lots of small, skinny trees. Not a lot to worry about as long as you get past both of those. It's all about putting on hole 1.
Nice ASMR rain, just gentle, soothing.
Hopefully you feel the same way about our voices.
Definitely not mine. Kat Mertsch going with that Champions Glow Thunderbird, getting it to flex.
I'm starting to believe that disc really is magic.
Yeah, she does some really cool stuff with it. It's going to be pin high, putting from Circle 2. Here's Aria with a Gold Line Ballista Pro. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's 16. She's the middle child, and they're all sponsored by Trilogy. Melody, the oldest, is DD. Aria here is sponsored by Latitude 64, just absolutely parking the hole, no nerves. And the youngest, Hailey, is West Side, so it's kind of cool.
Really excited to see them outside of Texas as well. They kind of stick regionally, and Jonesboro is close enough where they could make the trip.
Missy turning over her Thrasher just a bit, going to be in a similar spot to Kat Mertsch.
Hailey forced to throw an upshot to the green. She'll just be conceding the par here. This played is the 11th most difficult hole of the day, averaging right at almost dead even par. 20% of the field getting birdies.
Missy gives it a go. gonna settle for the par as well.
Cat leaving it just a little bit short. Only 25% of the field getting to circle one in regulation, and that's largely in part to the fact that this is kind of a distance drive. Also, it's raining, so that
Yeah,
will
there's
make
that.
things a little bit more difficult.
Aria just gonna go ahead and take a stroke on everybody, showing us she belongs here on lead card. Hailey big putted there. Three-way tie at the top all of a sudden.
And we move into our first par 4 of the round. After the grandstands on hole 1, we have a 3-way tie. Hailey King, Cat Mertsch, and Aria Castruita all at 10 down for the round so far.
Hole 2, par 4, 605 feet. This gap has definitely grown in compared to when we usually play it. You want to throw something that hyzers pretty hard. That stake is a good marker of a good shot. We have seen these ladies go way past it and have some pretty easy upshots. Common errors are sawing it off too much, which is honestly a little hard to do, or just pushing too straight and then leaving yourself kind of an awkward turnover or perhaps sidearm line on the second. This is definitely one where you want to be inside the circle on your after your second shot.
This gap is so much more narrow than we've seen in years past. We're here a couple weeks later, and it is very grown in. Spring is showing. Aria pushing way too far straight, but at least getting through the gap. She'll have a really tough time getting up and down from there. It's going to have to be a huge sidearm or turnover shot. That's probably pretty high risk.
It's possible, though. Oh, that is really early from Cat. Could be some grip issues with the rain.
It is nasty in there as well. We'll see what she has to work with.
Missy, Thrasher, duh.
Perfect.
She's a little bit right,
Yeah.
but not bad.
Pushing it a little deeper than I thought.
Yeah, you really want to see the disc start to fade pretty much immediately out of the gap. That's the sign of a good shot.
Yeah, it's more of a sawed-off hyzer than it is a straight shot.
Mm-hmm. Hailey with a star PD. Also too straight.
Yeah. No one
I mean,
getting aggressive here.
That's probably the better mistake. Landing where Cat is
And
it's
she's-
this.
Yeah, she's in the land of poison ivy. Knelt down.
Just all up in it.
Yep, trying to pitch out a sidearm.
Oh, wow.
That'll work great. She actually could still get up and down for par.
She could. Hopefully she has some Zanfell at home. Not sponsored.
I would be if they wanted
I
to,
would
though.
be same.
I think every disc golfer would love to be sponsored by Zanfell.
Wow,
At
what a
$40 a tube.
great recovery shot from Cat. She's just outside the circle. Is Aria lining up
Looks like she's
all
going
the way outside?
Yeah, she's going way around. Early releases.
It's fine, though.
It's fine. We'll see what
I've-
she has to work with.
Never seen anyone go that way.
Me neither. There's no out of bounds over there, though. This is the disc side of heaven. You can take whatever way your heart desires.
Unless
on
Paul
hole 2.
Macbeth has something to say about it.
Missy trying to get under some low-hanging tree branches. She gets up to the top of the hill, which will put her in circle 2. Hailey looks like she's going to go around the right side as well.
Neat.
Yeah, 2 things I've never seen. And she's going to be stuck behind the second grouping of trees on the right-hand side of the fairway.
What a weird place to be.
Yeah, back-to-back weird spots. Oh, but it's fine.
It is
I
fine.
thought she had pushed a little further forward.
Just weird. Hailey spikes it in a little deep. She's just outside the circle for her par.
Aria's third shot. Up to the bullseye, no
Nice.
problem for a tap-in par. Only 17% of the field getting this one. That's a little surprising.
I mean, a lot of the time,
Ooh.
when you land on that hillside, your footing isn't great.
Yeah,
It's
a little
probably
slippery.
hard to trust in the rain as well. Cat trying to save a par. Ah, so close.
Confident bid, a little bit of a roll to around 25 feet. Hailey hitting chains to save her par. Her and Kat will both have to settle for bogey at best.
Solid comeback putt from Cat. She kind of talked yesterday about how her round felt a little slow to start, but we saw how she finished, so hopefully some fireworks to come.
Mm-hmm. With that, Aria taking the solo lead.
Yeah. Awesome.
Teenager solo lead. Love that.
Man, I was like in high school at her age.
Yeah, I know.
Not doing anything with my life.
Playing a lot of sports, but not disc golf, that's for sure. We got a handshake from Missy and her faithful caddy Tom.
Hopefully faithful husband too.
Ella Hansen sneaking up into the top 4. Hole 3, 310 feet. A big gully in between the tee pad and the basket, but it's not necessarily downhill. It's a pretty flat shot, a very straightforward hyzer. Just out of bounds on the left-hand side along the fence line. It can come into play if you saw something off early, but there's lots of room to work on the right, so it's pretty rare to find that out of bounds.
I think the most common mistake is pushing too far straight, leaving yourself a circle 2 look, and
Or using too much room out wide right.
that's what I mean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a little teeny bit of a headwind here, but Aria's got an overstable disc in hand. She gets to the edge of circle 1.
Yeah, that's so common. Because you don't want to mess around with that left side. Easy to leave it just a bit too far right. Missy with a slightly tighter line.
Thrasher again.
Always.
Bullseye.
Satisfying little hit. Yes, let's see it again.
Oh. One day I'd like to love a disc as much as Missy loves the Thrasher. Just the perfect speed control into the green.
The Merchinator with the metal flake katana. Nice.
That's funny that she doesn't disc down on a 310-foot hole. She just relies on the spike. I love that. Usually she can throw that katana so far.
Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of disking up for a shot like this.
Mhm.
Just take something you trust. No finesse, all power and spike.
Hailey turning it pretty straight. Doesn't get any sort of fade, just a straight finish. Ooh, that looks like it just went through the chains. Missed it a little bit right, a little high. She'll have to settle for par here.
Aria for birdie.
She knew right out of her hand. 1 inch low, but so close. Almost 50% of the field getting to circle 1, but only 28% with birdies.
A lot of circles edge putts, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's pretty classic rain conditions type of putting situations. Sometimes those circle 1 putts get real hard when you can't figure out your grip.
Cat with her first birdie of the round. And Aria. 2 down through 3. The hood in the face after the throw. It's pretty funny.
A nice wet slap.
Hole 4, another par 4, 630 feet. Everyone's going to take this middle gap, and because I said that, someone's probably going to take a hyzer, but you're trying to get under that limb on the left, or maybe get sneaky over it. There's definitely some luck involved. Getting out to this stake here in the middle is amazing and definitely what you want to do. There is out of bounds along the left side. There's a couple of circled trees that are just kind of standalone out of bounds areas. And then as you get up to the pin that is elevated, the OB wraps really tight on the left and behind it, but everything on the right is wide open. Everyone in the field can birdie this. It's a little bit harder, I think, than the first 3 we just played, though.
And I think that's the most common error here for safety reasons, because that tree on the right-hand side, you can get some bad kicks and not have any footing on your second shot, and that out of bounds on the right-hand side comes in pretty close. So you'll see people erroring left just to be safe. Also low. Oh, I messed up. This is a metal flaked katana. The last hole was that Thunderbird off the tee, which makes more sense. My bad, people. Go ahead and roast me. But Erika pulls out her 12 speed for the 300.
I do. I really like it. Oh, that was looking great from Aria.
The Guardian branch. Hailey is in fast motion today. No space for thoughts, just throw. Her second, she is going out wide right again. She's taking the alternate fairways
Yeah, you
today.
don't really see this, which is what I said in the flyover.
There is more out of bounds to worry about over there with a couple little tree patches. This is much more typical. Look at this beautiful shot from Aria. Wow. Nice, just tiny bit of hyzer and getting that full S-flight.
Beautiful.
That was so good.
God, she doesn't look nervous at all.
Also, I forget that Aria can crush.
Mm-hmm, she really can.
She throws so far with so much control and accuracy. Cat smoothie cakes also. Gets tangled up in those last low branches. All the low branches that are normally in their normal positions are so much lower today. They're heavy with all that rainfall. Sagging. Missy from the left side. More of a hyzer angle to the green.
Throws much straighter than she was trying to. But like I said, there's no out of bounds over there, and she finds edge of circle 2.
It's kind of a death putt. There is some out of bounds on the left side that pokes in really close to the green. Hailey throwing a forehand that comes up short side. Cat under those saggy branches. Missy ain't scared of no death putt. She comes up just a little short though, but dead center.
Aria for birdie.
Solid.
Nice.
I'll be looking up information for the Aria Castruita putting clinic. If anyone else is interested, leave it in the comments. I'll drop the info.
Yeah, I've played with Aria a handful of times, and she has a really strong mental game.
Mm-hmm.
She's also her age, and just I feel like is just a wise person.
She's one of the best Circle 2 putters I've ever met in my life as well. When she's on, it's truly unbelievable to watch.
She never looks nervous, and I am jealous.
And that's probably why she's so good at Circle 2 putting.
Yeah, and a 4 down through 6. Wow.
Yep, jumping up into third place. Hole 5, the first sort of island hole-ish. There's 2 options here. You can throw a layup to the short side of this little gully that goes across the middle of the fairway, or you can try to go for it big. At 345 feet, it's a little bit downhill, but the trees on the right block the dummy hyzer play, so you have to throw something really linear and powerful and straight and hope that it doesn't turn too much.
You think they're all going for it?
Yes.
Looks like the rain has stopped. I'm not sure if it... There was one time where it just took a break and then started again. Aria flips this Ballista Pro and gets a very fortunate kick.
Just the best case
into the
scenario.
Perfect layup zone. Cool play.
Just how she drew it up, I'm sure.
Missy with her Thrasher. doing cool stuff.
It's just like her foot. It's part of her.
Her foot, huh? Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't go with hand or arm or...
Keeping things exciting on the mic.
Just...
Cat
It's like her neck.
Cat Mertsch with the Thunderbird again. I know the disc now. I can feel the magic.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. So she just threw 385? Maybe 395?
Mm-hmm. Hailey grip blocking just a little bit, missing by about 30 degrees, and that's enough to not find the fairway.
She'll proceed to that drop zone. Pretty much an automatic bogey at best.
Yeah, it's not jump puttable.
I don't know that I've ever seen anyone make that shot. Aria laying up, going inside of the tree and floating one into the bullseye. Cat putting straight at out of bounds.
A really nice conservative bid. Coming in real hyzery and high, nice and slow.
Missy going through her full routine, taking a breath, getting the bird.
There were 7 birdies on the day today, 13% of the field. In circle 1, 15% birdies. So we had some circle 2s. Hailey, unfortunately, adding another bogey to the scorecard.
Yeah,
of a rocky
3 up
start.
through 5 is pretty rough. Like, it's okay to be, 1 or even 2. But 3, I don't know. Might start to panic.
It's the Nate Sexton soft curse. You utter that one word. The course bites back.
This course is pretty soft, isn't it? Gosh, that's funny.
Aria holds on to the lead. Just 1 stroke in front of Cat Mertsch.
The island hole here, you need to cross the water and land safe. You are teeing from out of bounds. You're not allowed to lay up. Nice big horseshoe shape. I think it shapes up slightly better for the forehand than the backhand. You see everything from, it's, I guess, mostly mid-ranges and fairway drivers. I don't know if I've seen anyone do a putter, actually. But you see some full-speed drivers on the forehand and all sorts of different lines.
Yeah, that huge, I think, I'm going to call it a fir tree just to the right of the tee pad makes you not be able to take the hyzer route. It blocks that line just 15 or 20 feet off the edge of the tee pad. You have to throw more straight. Aria giving a little turn, but she has enough height that it's going to finish back in.
Oh, yeah. That's her Orbit St. Pro, Kristen Tatar special.
Surprised Cat Mertsch doesn't pull out the forehand, but she's got some distance control issues with the backhand, but that works out great.
That was her star J.
Is it J a putter?
I think it's a mid,
mid.
but yeah.
Mid.
Hailey just runs up there and chucks a forehand and nails it. Waste no time.
This hole is like the weirdest scoring separation of any hole on tour.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
It's kind of birdie bogey with a couple pars usually, right?
Yeah, just weird to look at after all the other ones. Hailey with a great birdie putt, one of 50% of the field to make it.
Nice. Missy gonna have the rare par here. How many or what percentage of pars today?
11%.
Wow.
I think that's only 6.
That's, yeah, kind of opposite. Cat Mertsch coming back at it. No chains needed.
Death putt.
Skips needed, though.
Yeah.
And that gets her under par for the round.
50%, that's huge. In the rain, everyone's like, no big deal.
Awesome.
This hole used to wreck people even just like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool to see everyone figuring out this shot.
And Aria 3 down through 5. Leading the card here. Hailey gonna drop into a tie for 3rd with Missy and Henna. By drop, I mean stay right where she was.
Hole 7. An uphill par 4 at 545 feet. It plays a little bit longer than the distance listed. Most people are going to throw a hyzer that lands somewhere in here, missing that middle tree ideally. Your second shot, forehand, is perfect. You can sneak a backhand through as well in those little gaps. There's no fence anymore where there was in the past, and they've definitely cleared out the rough short side of the green. So you can get lucky through there and skip something up, or a straight shot works ideally as well. The low-hanging branches make you not be able to take any sort of air shot, though. It's low and powerful and committed.
There is still just a little bit of a fence. They removed some of it for sure, and it's all the way on the right side. It used to totally block any kind of gap. Aria with her Ballista Pro in a really good spot. Oh, interesting.
Cat going wide.
So this used to be the play because the left side had really tall grass and you could never find your disc. It was terrible. But you don't usually see this anymore.
She has such big distance. I can
Hailey
see.
too.
I think yesterday Cat went into that middle tree, so maybe she's just like wanting to unleash out in the open space.
And both Hailey and Kat with plenty of power to still get there pretty easily on their second shot.
Forehand and backhand.
Yeah. Missy taking the left side. And in a fine spot. She's gone Thrasher every drive. Missy sneaks through the main backhand gap there. Aria showing us her forehand. Goes just a bit deep, but she's going to be about 22 feet or so for her fourth birdie of the round.
Cat with a good-looking sidearm up to the green, just outside the bullseye.
Real old school play.
Local route. Oh, Hailey catching one of those sagging branches. She'll have a bit longer of a putt for her birdie.
45. Good run. Hits the flag. Oh, right. Okay, so she marked her disc and then was holding her driver, which she just kind of dropped, and then played from that driver, realizing that she misplayed the hole. So she's abandoning the throw she just made for a one-stroke penalty and now putting from the correct mark. Or something very close to what I just said. It's a one-stroke penalty.
Yep, she called herself on it. No one else noticed, but she did after throwing and gathering her discs. Aria with another birdie.
Yeah. Nice left side putt there.
Cat's getting some birdies as well, stacking 2 in a row. Almost 40% of the field getting this one. 3 of our lead card members finding it as well. Hailey going with the bogey after a little bit of a misplay. Hannah claiming that 4th place spot now, 4 down through 8. Heidi Lane and Holland Hanley both shooting 3 down.
Hole 8, par 3, 324. Big sidearm is a great play if you have it. You see some turnover backhands as well. Biggest mistake is to go into this forest of darkness on the right. They have cleared it out, so there's some gaps, but it is not ideal. If you're going to make a mistake, go left. We saw Cat Mertsch drive left-handed here yesterday, and by we I mean just kind of the royal we, because I definitely missed it.
I didn't notice.
It must have been so smooth.
Looks so coordinated that neither of us noticed.
Yeah, like you're gonna notice if I throw left-handed.
Oh, Aria's got a sidearm too.
Mm-hmm.
She's got it all, folks. A little bit wide, but that's absolutely fine. This one's one of the tougher birdies on the day. Only 11% of the field getting it. It's only 6 competitors out of 46.
Cat going forehand. Whoa. She turns over that katana really early out of her hand, but it's fine over there. It's a relatively stock approach shot.
Missy with the turnover play. This looks so good.
Nice.
Almost getting enough turn that she buzzes the basket, but she Unfortunately, gets some big ground play at the end as the disc finishes out to circle 2.
Hailey. Destroyer forehand here. So stable. Wow.
Yeah, a little early, but thankfully she looks like she has some room underneath those low-hanging branches where a lot of people do not.
Cat just going to chip something up on a sidearm. Looks like she's inside 20 feet.
She specifically said, I'm not going to throw my approach deep on this one, and she did it. Aria with a putt.
It's a pretty little floaty run.
This one's scary to run because if you hit any side of that lighthouse, you can easily roll downhill. We see Missy just chipping up.
Yeah, this is like a classic hole for creating highlights of huge rollaways followed by like huge comeback putts. We've seen that a couple of times on the MPO cards.
Yeah, it does not stop Hailey from running it.
Always.
Cat with the par. Everyone on our lead card going to be looking at a par here on hole 8.
Weirdly difficult 324-foot shot.
I'll shout out Heidi Lane, Deanne Carey, Emily Beach, Sarah Hokum, and Anakin Steen getting 2s.
Nice.
It's a lefty and a sidearm player.
Aria, bogey-free 4 down. Just in control. Who would have thunk?
No, I mean, just showing experience without having a whole lot besides regionally in Texas. Super awesome to watch. Hole 9, one of the tightest fairways on the course. Big downhill
Thinnest.
shot. Super thin. You want to avoid that big tree on the right-hand side. Landing right behind it makes you have to make a decision. Being out in the middle, your second shot will be a big hyzer out into this area. This hole's eagleable, so you can get that second shot up to the green. Give yourself a long downhill putt. But most people are going to be chipping in their final shot, a little short standstill to the green, hoping to meter the speed of the disc because it does slope very downhill to an out-of-bounds pond.
Aria going with that St. Pro again.
She turns it, doesn't get through that second tree, but filters down to the fairway.
It's
fine.
still theoretically possible for her to birdie with a big second shot.
Definitely.
Man, the rain stopped pretty early for these ladies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not angry about it or anything.
Totally fine. It's fine.
Cat with a huge turnover drive.
Unfortunately, right behind that big tree.
I think she'll be able to go right of it, no problem.
Oh, yeah. Big arm. Big arm decision making.
That's her Metal Flake Katana. Missy going Thrasher for every single shot on the front 9. Every single drive.
And we can see why that is absolutely smoked, almost up to the flat. Hailey turning something beautifully into the gap. Yeah. Getting all the way to that tree, that is unreal distance.
It's her star Ray. Aria looking to go big here. Going left side. Kind of a flex play. I think she might be a little pinched on that final corner. It's hard to say.
And just like Erika said, Cat going right side of this big tree, and that's a lot of turn.
Too right.
Yeah, that's a lot of turn. This is much more of a hyzer shot required.
No OB, that's just a spectator rope. Cat can still throw a sidearm and potentially get a look.
Missy in primo landing spot. She just has a stock hyzer up the hill. Just get past those
perfect.
low-hanging tree branches, and you're feeling great. 48% of the field getting a birdie or better here.
Hailey from under the tree throws a nice tight hyzer line and gets to circle 2, or at least adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Aria left with a pretty awkward little shot. She throws something nice and stable. Gets to circle 2. Considering how short her drive was, played the rest of the hole solid.
Cat having to straddle that spectator rope.
Classic mistake from this side. Saws it off and then gets super lucky.
So lucky to get through that tree.
Yeah, usually you see it get kind of caught up in those branches.
Missy, a long downhill putt for Eagle. She'll have to make a bit of a comeback putt for her birdie.
Hailey for a huge look at an Eagle too. Eagle 3. Eagle also. You don't really see the Eagle looks from inside the circle because it has to be a backhand usually. Wow. Good effort there from Aria.
Wow, that was such a good bid.
Missy makes good on the comebacker. And she's a bogey-free 4 down as well.
Kat even going way right side, still managing to nab the birdie. There was one Eagle today, Henna Blomroos.
Nice. Kat gonna finish 3 down on the front, I believe. Hailey, what is she, 2 up? What's math? Aria 4 down.
And that is a solid front 9.
Wow. A lot just happened.
Henna slides up into a tie for 3rd place with Missy Gannon. Holland Hanley tying up with Hailey King in 5th place. Ella Hansen, Heidi Lane, Katrina Allen, and Stacy Ronsley wrap out our top 10.
And look at this. Under par, pretty much to 15th place so far. Wow. Oh, wait. Everyone's still under par through 20-something. That's
3
crazy.
down for 20th.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Everyone
nuts.
just stacking up strokes, even in the rain. Doesn't seem like the course is really playing that much more difficult.
No.
Even in the conditions.
Less wind today.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of rain, a little bit of slippage, but nothing too crazy.
That's the good thing about Jonesboro. It does hold up in the weather. They've done a lot of work because they've had some issues in the past, so it's nice to see it cleaned up, and we appreciate that very much from the event staff. We got 9 more holes. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hotkeys.
Honk.
Honk.